So she's leaned in to kiss me, and I've turned away unintentionally.
That's so awkward, dude.
And she's gone, whoop. I'm just trying to kiss an 18-year-old.
All right, well, what's the go with Karl? And he's like,
known.
Pretty much, he says this, right? He says, say hi to him, but do not start conversation, whatever you do. And he's like, can't go into work because they said I might have the flu. Didn't get my flu vaccines. And then, because, you know, they might have the coronavirus. You boys don't believe in that shit, do you?
Oh, God. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of the Everything's Fine podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. It's our fourth edition.
Last week's episode wasn't pretty good. I was happy with last week's episode.
Yeah, I sat back and listened to it and I really enjoyed it. So
it was very, it was a more chilled sort of thing. Sort of relaxed experience, you know, for the listener.
Yeah.
It was almost an ASMR like podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. We just wanted to sort of test the waters with that one, see how it went, and apparently it went down pretty well.
We could do ASMR in the future if you guys are into that.
Yeah, if you want an ASMR track, then just let us know, guys.
Listen to me, you know. Welcome back, everybody, to the Everything's Fine podcast ASMR.
But seriously, one of the things that I really enjoyed from last week's podcast and just putting it out there is seeing how everyone's listening to it, where they're listening to it. You know, we had Zach on the lawns of Parliament House listening.
The boys, I did see that. And we reposted that on our story on Everything's Fine Potty on Instagram.
Yeah. So
which has been popping. We've got a whole 30 followers on there now. So if you are listening and you aren't following the Instagram, what are you doing? Get over there and chuck us a follow.
And when you're listening to the podcast, post it on your story and tag us.
And tag us and tell 10 of your friends. And you know what? If you're listening on YouTube right now, you've got a 5-second subscribe challenge. You've got 5 seconds to subscribe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're not subscribed, you're a shitter.
So, let's be honest, Mitch.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday? How was our day yesterday?
Yesterday was maybe the most, like, just not even brain dead, because it was so, like, everything was normal. Everything was normal. We did our pre-ritual podcast, Mookie, which, shout out Mookie. We are still looking for that Mookie sponsor, if we want to push that.
I mean, our listeners can push it for us as well. Every time you go to Mookie, just say that you went because of this podcast. Yeah, say, look, we want the Donald Watson burger from Mookie because I heard Isaac from the Everything's Fine potty talking about it. You know, we need that bread is pretty much both buns and money wise is what we need. Sorry, just burped. Pretty much. What were we just talking about? Our day yesterday.
Oh, yesterday, dude. We did our pre-ritual. Went to Mookie. Brought it back here. Chowed down. It was sick. Got out the mics. Plugged them in. Did a recording. And we pretty much recorded how long do you reckon it was?
Probably 50 minutes.
50 minutes. I'd say almost an hour sort of thing. And we were like, sick. Awesome podcast. Answered a bunch of moral dilemmas. Got into a bunch of cool stories. Like a couple Moosehead stories, which we will get into in a sec. But there'll be different ones from the ones we told yesterday. The ones we told yesterday, in a way, I'm glad that it almost won't get it through.
It'll never see the light of day.
There was some shit that we talked about, but I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll release like an uncut.
Yeah,
Everything's
a fans
Fine
only
potty.
Where you have to pay.
An exclusive, members only R-rated Everything's Fine potty.
And we just go insane.
But yesterday we recorded the whole pod. Went to watch it back. And we were like, yo, the audio sounds a bit shit. Why? We check. Our recording program was set to the computer's inbuilt microphones.
So...
and not our actual Audio-Technica AT 2005 microphones.
So we basically wasted the whole podcast. We had
pretty
nothing.
much. And you know what? That's not the best part. That's not the best part.
It keeps going.
Because we said... So what we did was we said, that's it. The podcast is fucked. We sat back in our chairs and we both looked at the ceiling and we just said, let's just swear at the ceiling for about 5 minutes. And we did. I just looked at the roof and I said every word I could think of. And then we sit up and we're like, you know what? You're here. I'm here. Let's just crank out. Let's salvage what we can and let's crank out the rest of the episode. Yeah.
Because we had 20 minutes of good audio, and then it went to just shit. And
it was so funny because we pressed play again, and we were like, you know what? We've got a different attitude this time. Let's go into the podcast and just riff. And we recorded a nice, girthy 30 minutes of content.
It was good. It was really good as well.
It was good because I was swearing at better music, which we will get into a sec as well.
Yeah, that also happened yesterday. So.
Oh my God, we've got so much to talk about. But yeah, I was swearing at better music and I was like, lit. This is a good segment. And I'm like talking halfway through and I look at my co-host and I just see his face drop a bit. And I'm chatting shit, so I'm talking a story. And I look over, and he's like, bro, it's on inbuilt again. And I look over, and I'm like, my fucking God, this cannot be real.
We stuffed the first one. We got so frustrated with the second one and wanted to do it so well that we stuffed that one as well.
But that's just the joys of podcasting, everyone, you know.
Heads weren't on.
And that's why we're here today on Thursday, bringing you a brand new spanking episode. And we said last week we'd talk about it, so we're going to get into it today. Moose head stories, or specifically we'll just say just civic clubbing stories.
Yeah.
Just clubbing stories, really. I reckon you've got a pretty good one.
Do you want me to kick off? Because I said I'd talk about this one.
Yeah.
So we may as well talk about it again. You've heard the story 100 times anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it.
I've heard it, but I think the lads would like to listen to it, so...
So picture a downstairs moose.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, downstairs moose is like a pub. And I was with one of our good friends, Leo.
Yeah.
Liam.
Shout out Liam.
Massive shout out. And we went up to the bar just to order a drink. My drink of choice, a rum and coke. His, raspberry vodka. So get that, and I'm sitting in the bar. Get my drink, comes to me. And there's this lady who looks at me, and she's next to me on the bar. And she's not, I wouldn't say a young lady. I would say probably early to mid-30s lady.
Yeah.
And she goes to me, what are you drinking? And I just went, bloody good old rum and coke. She went, you from Queensland? I went, bloody oath I am. Which I'm not.
You're not at all. You're not Queenslander.
And she goes, I don't know how you can drink that shit. Seriously. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's seriously the best drink you'll ever have. She went, nah.
It's a raucous.
Hate a rum and coke.
Boom.
So I just went, rightio. I slide my drink across to her and I go, bartender, I'll have another one.
Smooth
thanks.
Operator, Isaac.
So she's just laughing, whatever, and we're just chatting. And then she turns to me. She goes, how old are you? And I just went, 18.
Oh.
And she sort of did that.
Yeah, she does like the classic.
She went, ugh.
Weighing up your options. How young is too young sort of thing.
Am I a cradle snatcher? So then when that happened, I told her. She sort of thought about it for a second.
Yeah.
And then she's leaned in to say something, what I thought.
Yeah.
And when she's leaned in, I've turned to my mate, Liam, to say something. And what I didn't realise at the time was she was leaning in for a kiss.
Yeah.
So she's leaned in to kiss me, and I've turned away, unintentionally.
That's so awkward, dude.
And she's gone, whoop. I'm just trying to kiss an 18-year-old, and he's turned away from me.
But does she say that out loud? Does she?
No, she just went, oh, shit, that just happened.
She gives you like the white person, oh.
Yep. And then she disappeared, and I've never seen her
again. And like, maybe she wasn't real. Did you think about that?
Maybe. I was pretty,
Yeah, maybe you were just having like a schizophrenic episode.
Yeah. We need to ask Liam.
You were just picturing this cougar Queenslander right in front of you. Give us a kissy.
No, she's not a Queenslander.
Where was she from?
I'm not sure. It wasn't Queensland, though.
Well, you wouldn't know because she's not real, bro.
No.
So.
That was actually, one of my episodes. Sorry about that.
One of the classics.
I want to hear your story. Hit me with a story that I maybe don't know.
Fuck.
Does it involve Moosehead's poles? Where?
Poles? I'm like,
was it in Wolf?
I'm actually like trying to think of.
Was it in ACADS? What's your best ACADS memory?
My best memory of ACADS was no one being there. Literally, unless it was a Saturday, and even then, that was a bit hard. Which is funny because like ACADS was like a club that was like it was the biggest one.
Yeah, and it was so cool. Like the layout of the club was sick.
The layout
definitely
was
the
sick.
best.
It was actually I reckon it was my favorite club, just like design wise, but like patrons wise,
nothing.
Literally, I remember Thursday, Fridays, you go in, and there would literally be 3 people on the dance floor, and it'd have like, you know, DJ Snake or Avicii playing on stage, and there'd just be 2 people in the crowd just vibing, and they were off their face as well.
You know what I always remember about ACADS as well is that the drinks were just so bad.
Really?
Yeah, I remember you'd get like a raspberry vodka, and it'd be like 50% vodka, 50% raspberry.
Yeah. One of my funniest memories in a club was actually happened in Cube nightclub, if you know that one.
Yeah.
But no, pretty much I think I remember I went out with one of my friends.
Was it Pyro?
No, it was not Pyrofusion,
I'm surprised.
who gets a shout out every episode now. But it was actually shout out Liam once again.
Liam is an absolute menace out on the town.
Well, I'll tell you, bro. This night he was a menace like
bro,
no other. If you know where I'm going at the boxing match, yes. We call it the boxing match in our friends group, and I'll tell you why.
We won't name
a
lot of names.
No, they'll be okay with it, bro. Okay, either way, it doesn't really make sense. But pretty much, we have a mate, Liam, who I went out with him and 2 of our other like close like friends that are girls, like, and it's like fully established that like in our friendship group, it's like we're best mates and like that's it sort of thing. So
it's always a good way to start a story.
It is, yeah. Like, you know, I feel like you know where it's going already, but pretty much we go out, it's us 4, and we end up losing one of our friends, one of like the girlfriends. So it's just me, Liam, and this other girl, right? And for some reason, I don't know why, but I think like someone dared her, like, you can't kiss 10 guys in one night. So she's like, no, that's not true. Like, I definitely can. So she's going up to random dudes saying like, hey, I've got a dare with my friend. I can't kiss 10 guys. Could you just give me a peck? So she's gone up to different dudes just getting like pecks from them, right? And then Liam, and I don't know where the fuck this came from, but he jumps in and he's like, save the 11th kiss for me. Which is so funny because like they're just like so, like you would never put them together sort of thing. It's so funny.
Liam,
the womanizer.
He's a smooth killer.
The smooth operator, machete wielding gun freak lad.
Professional boxer
Liam. We went into Cube, and this girl has a brother. So Cube, back up, is like a nightclub catered towards
homosexuals.
Yes, the gay community, as you say. Personal friends of ours. So, you know, big fan of the gay community on the Everything's Fun potty. No, that's not. I can say that.
I know. I'm just laughing because. No.
No. So we get in, and I only bring that up because this girl's brother is gay, right? Mm-hmm. So we go into this club.
And if you know us and you know our friendship group, you probably know who this is.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm sure everyone does, but you know, for the out of Canberra listeners, yes. But pretty much, yeah, we're doing the biz and we're on Cube, and Liam and this other girl are like, let's just go find a seat. I don't know where the fuck the club decided to install this, but like where like all the booths are for sitting, there was like a bed. There was dead ass like a bunk bed, like a ladder that went up to a little bed area.
I know why.
I have never ever been in that area ever. I've never seen that area. I've never been near the area since. But in there, they went up there, and they left me alone with the gay brother and Civ in Cube. So I pretty much had 2 options. It was either wait next to them while they beated each other up, or beated. They beat each other's ass. Or I could go and dance with the gay brother on the dance floor. And I did. I did do that for a while.
Then I was like, dancer. He's a good dancer.
Then I was like, okay, It's been half an hour. Time to check in on how my friends are doing. And it was so funny. I wish I could see it from their perspective because I literally walked up to them and I like put my head over like the little bunk bed and I just saw them like grabbing each other and I was like, "Hey guys, I know you're busy, but could we, wrap it up a bit? Maybe put a bookmark in this one. It's just
shelf it, save it for later.
It's just 2 a.m. and I'm cold and our other friends are going home and I'm pretty bored. Lads, could you wrap it up?" So they don't listen, of course. So I literally just had to sit there for like 10 minutes, wait for them to finish. I felt like the biggest simp. I was the biggest simp in the world.
Literally.
I was literally simpy. I was just sitting there, sitting there, just texting, like our other friend. I was like, "Yo, Liam and the girl are hooking up," and even she was like just as shocked. She's like, "What the fuck? That just doesn't happen. That's not on." And then they wrap it up. They leave. I think I went home before them, and they go home not together. They go like back to their own homes, whatever. She sends us all a Snapchat the next day, and this is why we say the boxing match event. Bro. Her neck, bro. Liam was either in there, like I swear Liam was fists blazing because her neck was just covered in just these little paintball pellet looking bruises and marks. And didn't she have work that day or some shit?
I don't know.
I think she had work the day after, whatever, but her neck, her chest, her upper neck, like near the ears and shit, just covered in just full hickeys. A menace. It was so funny. I swear we still have the photo somewhere of just this guy with just this chick with just this beat up neck, and or the caption on it was like, "What the fuck is this?" And ever since then, man, we've just fully riffed on him, just being like, "Bro, remember when you beat up her in Syria?"
Liam did an absolute number on it.
Bit of a madness ting, but it's not the only incident to happen with a girl friendship member of our friendship group,
of our party
of 5 or so. I don't know if you recall Scavenger Hunt.
Oh my
and the man,
God.
the Mac man. Yes.
Oh, that one.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talk about that one. Well, we can talk about both. I'm okay with both.
Well, I don't reckon we can talk about the other one.
We can for sure. Wait, which one can we not talk about?
The one with you.
No, I'm happy to talk about that.
I don't think
she'd like that. She'd be okay with it. She would. 100%. I know.
I reckon we'll talk about Mac, but I reckon
talk about Mac first, and then
other one. I reckon's fans only.
No, I reckon I'm fully okay with that. Let's just say bagel on dick. That's it.
Yeah.
I put a bagel on my cock.
Oh, Mitch.
And for points, or what was even the prize, bro? For it was money or something. It was like an end of school, like an end of year 12, scavenger hunt sort of thing. They get rowdy. And I think one of the things on it was eat a bagel off someone's dick. And I just remember getting the call that night from this girl. She's like, "Hey Mitch, hope you're doing good. How's things? Bit of an odd request for you. I've got a packet of bagels. Can you get your cock out?" And it happened, and we never speak about it again. But definitely not as bad as this story, I'll tell you that. That was fucked.
Mackins.
That
was bad. So one of the things was, we actually probably can't even really say his name. One of the things was go and kiss this guy that we went to school with. And you get 10 points, I think. I can't even remember.
Like that, yeah. It was this specific guy at school. It wasn't go and kiss any guy. It was literally this one human.
And honestly, I think it should have been worth a lot more points than just 10. What ensued after was literally, bro, borderline stalking.
It was, it was an event. I'll tell you that, man.
So pretty much what happened is one of our friends saw this and went, "You know what? I'm going to track him down. I'm going to find where he is. And one of our mates was actually at the gym at the time, I think, and put it on his story and was like, if anyone wants 10 points, old mate's here. So I remember she's like, all right, I'm going to go get the 10 points, cop one for the team. She goes there. She finds him. She goes, right, it's for scav hunt. I'm going to kiss you, whatever, blah, blah. She kisses him.
And it's not like a passionate, fiery
It's literally just
kiss.
like a little peck.
It's just you just and leave.
Yeah.
But after...
What ensued?
Oh, dude. Like, after... So, even though it's just, like, literally just this little peck, like, the reason they chose this guy is purely for what comes after. Because she was the only person to do it, I'm pretty sure.
She was.
Yeah, she was the only person to do it. So, after... he's messaging her and her friends, being like... I think, oh my god, bro, I gotta actually find it, because he says something like, what does he say? He
like
says...
So basically, I'll give like a bit of a background to it. So basically, the reason why this guy was chosen was because, I don't know, I suppose because...
He
was on the outer a bit.
Yeah.
Which, looking back, it's like a bit mean. But
it is really mean, but like...
It was his first kiss.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone knew it was his first kiss.
No one knew.
But pretty much, yeah, it happens, and like the first kiss happens, and then he's like, "Oh my god, remember he made like a DVD cover out of it."
I remember, yeah.
So someone
made a movie cover of it.
Someone took a Snapchat of the kiss and put it on like their stories, and I remember he saved it, and then yeah, I remember he made like a DVD cover out of it. And he said, what did he say? He said some shit like, fucking, yeah, one of the things he said was like, he was talking to someone else. He's like, if blank felt embarrassed for kissing me, then she should apologize to me. I never want my first kiss to be a joke. Maybe I should also apologize to her for writing that post. But for me, one kiss changed everything for me.
Wasn't that the title of the movie as well?
I think it was. It was like, one kiss changed everything for me. And he pretty much told people that Taylor put the spell on him, and they were in love.
He was in love with her madly.
Madly in love with her because she kissed him in a gym just one time.
It's special, bro.
Which special. Actually, like, now that you look back, I feel bad.
I feel bad as well.
I do feel bad
back.
for that,
like,
you know.
That's
it's the most, like, high school shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not proud of, like, half the things I did in high school, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that is, you know, like, that's character building, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, when I look back at some of the things that we did in high school, yeah, I just sometimes shake my head, because it's like, that's not okay, man.
I hope his character arc has been fully developed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was, like, the low point in the movie, you know, when, like... the girl's just lost everything, you know, and
I hope his montage scene has come.
I hope his Rocky training montage starts to work up, you know what I mean? I only said Rocky because we're surrounded by photos of boxing for some reason. You can't see the setup, but it like it's under my house, which sounds really shitty, by the way.
It's good though.
It's a nice space. It's a really nice space, but also it used to be like a boxing area. And, like, my sister's really crafty with shit like that, so she's got, like, Rocky pictures and Creed pictures and boxing pictures hung up around here, so, like, sometimes mid-recording, we'll just drop the mics and just gloves on, you and me.
And we just think of Liam when we do it?
Yeah, we just bash each other, you know?
Just like Liam would?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to beat him in a fight.
No,
the cheeky bugger. He's got punches for
days. Hey, bring up a funny point about school.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest thing you've learnt since leaving school is?
I think the biggest thing I learnt was that you don't need everyone to be friends with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a big part of me for school was I didn't do certain things that I wanted to do because I wasn't sure of how
it would look to others.
It would look to other people, you know what I mean? Like, I doubt we would have started this podcast if we were in school, you know what I mean?
Definitely not.
Because we'd get feedback. We'd get, like, flack from, you know, just people, like, around, you know, because it'd be sort of weird, but, like, on the other hand as well, I think if you are in school, it's really important to like cherish the time you have just with people. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because once school ends, like, it's definitely not the peak of your life, I'd say. But like, in terms of knowing people,
I think things will never be as easy as they are.
It won't be as easy, yeah. And not only that, but like, like all these people that you're accustomed to seeing every day, you just never see them anymore. And that's when like you realize like, okay, these are my like really close friends, and the other ones are like acquaintances that maybe you'll see once or twice, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's actually amazing how many people I haven't seen since school.
And like, I would like to see them, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And sometimes I see them out, you know, and it's like, yo-ho, the boys.
Yeah, really good to see us.
But yeah,
it's been good since starting this because we've got a bit of feedback from like people that we went to school with.
Yeah,
that we haven't seen in a while, and it's good.
Yeah,
like it's really good to see that.
It's really good, man. Yeah, I do like to see the lads from school, but yeah, it is what it is, really. But yeah, I've got a lot to talk about.
Let's kick it off. What do you want to talk about?
What minute are we at already? 25, something like that.
Yeah.
25 minutes in the pod. No, I'll tell you what I did today, man. I did some crazy shit. Like I showed you before. My socks are fucked.
They're filthy.
They're white socks, but they're actually black because they're just dirt. Pretty much, I went out to like a hike sort of thing, like a trail thing with some work friends, and I was just expecting like just a casual, normal sort of like trail hike. But, like, where this dude lives, my God, it's waiting to have a screenplay written about it. You know what I mean?
Where was it?
If you can picture where, like, Queanbeyan is, like, rural, sort of, like, more, like, New South Walesy area, it's, like, on the outskirts. But I think the thing that really sums it up is he said to me, he's, like, the suburb that I won't say it just, like, to, you know, keep him safe, but he was, like, the suburb that I live in has, like, one of the highest rates of, like, government housing in the state. And, like, in the nicest way, you can see it. Because pretty much, we start our walk, like, we put our shit out, start our walk, first thing we walk past is a bunch of tents, right?
Yeah, okay.
And the other guy we're with that doesn't live there, he's like, what the hell are in those tents? And he says it so loud. And, like, even, like, I don't even know what's in those tents. I'm like, bro, you just don't do that. And he turns to us, he's like, so we're pretty sure they're gypsies that are living off the tap water of the other house.
So they're like on the reserve, sort of.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're like, oh, lovely. Okay. We'll press on though. We'll press on. Walking down, and we see ahead of us an old man, like a white old man with like grey hair, and he's got 4 dogs around him, right? And we're walking past him, and we turn to this guy, and we're like, hey, like, what's the go with this? And he's like, that's Karl. That's
Karl.
Bloody Karl. Like, his name was Karl, but...
Oh,
yeah.
Your mate from work went, oh, that's Karl.
That's Karl, right? So we're like, all right, well, what's the go with Karl? And he's like...
known.
Pretty much, he says this, right? He says, say hi to him, but do not start conversation, whatever you do. And I jokingly say to him, I'm like, why, is he a boomer? Like, what's he going to do? Like, say the virus is fake, all right? And he's like, yeah, probably, haha. We go up to him, walk past him, and I think, like, our other friend was like, so what are these dogs' names, right? Starts conversation where me and this other guy were like, fuck.
No, dude, this guy's a liability. Who's your mate?
This is Ashton. This is my work friend Ashton.
He's a liability.
Dickhead. Pretty much, and he'll listen to this, and I'll call him a dickhead on air for this. Pretty much, no. So we're walking, and we're chatting to this guy, and we're like walking just slow enough to like casually speed up past him, but like we're still looking back to talk to him, right? And he just keeps speaking. This guy, he just keeps going on and on and on, and we're like looking back, and it's gone from like us responding to his question just being like, haha, yeah, yeah.
Had to put a bit of that fake laughing on, hey?
And then the dreaded moment happens.
Oh no, what?
We walk past him, and we're like, by this time, we're like a full 25 meters ahead of him. And he's like, can't go into work because they said I might have the flu. Didn't get my flu vaccines. And then, because, you know, they might have the coronavirus. you boys don't believe in that shit, do you?
Oh, God.
And we literally look at each other and we're like, fuck sake, Karl. Fuck sake, Karl. Are you kidding me?
You had to live up to the stereotype.
And we look at each other and we're like, oh, boys, what are we collectively answer here? And he turned and like, we're just like, yeah. And then he comes back and he's like, raise your hands if you're going to get the coronavirus vaccine when it comes out. And then we're just looking at each other and we're like, boys, we can't put our hands up. So
Ashton does anyway.
No, so Ashton turns around and he agrees with him. He's like, not me, brother. That shit's fake. like
fake news.
He's like, turns around, he's like, not me, brother. That shit's fake. And he's like, good answer. Good on ya. And we just walked past and bro, we've gone from like walking slow enough to just full out nearly sprinting. It was like
just
the most jog walk.
Him.
And it was so funny. We're like 100 meters away from him by now. And he's still yelling out like, enjoy your day. Rah! And he's yelling at us. And we're just like, just keep walking. Just keep walking.
Just pick up the pace.
Karl the character, bro.
Karl the character.
We called him Manky Karl by the end. He looked like a Manky Karl. We hypothesized that the dogs he had with him, they were just like the reincarnated souls of his victims.
Yeah.
You know, Manky Karl's bodies.
How do you reckon he feeds them?
Oh, bro, he feeds them the same meat
Gypsies.
that they are. Yeah. Oh.
He feeds them gypsies.
He feeds them gypsy meat, bro. And like they just feed him. And we like hypothesized that like we'd walk down the street and we just turn around and there's just Mecha Karl who's like got like his 4 dogs in like sort of like a big robot. He's like controlling him in the middle. You boys think this shit's fake? Initiating coronavirus scan. Detected. Nothing. It's fake. Manky Karl, bro. And that wasn't even the funniest thing, bro. Like,
what was the best?
So we walked along train. Oh, I shouldn't say that. We walked definitely not along train tracks because that would be illegal and dangerous. So we didn't do that for sure. And then we got to like a hill. And it was like, we needed to get down this really steep hill to like get to like the river bean. So we're walking down and it's like steep to get down there. So we're like jumping and we're sliding every step, right? And we're sliding and it's like, and I think it was me. I like went to step on something and it just snapped and I fully nearly I was like, bro, this is it for me.
That was my next thing. Who stacked it?
Me, I punched my ticket to death, bro. I like full legit slipped, and literally, if it wasn't for me grabbing on a tree that was stuck in the ground, I would have just kept sliding, just going down this mountain. It was fucked. But yeah, no, pretty much. I was actually sort of lit, you know. And then we came back, walked back up, went to Kingsley's. Shout out,
good old
Kingsley's. Second
Kingsley's.
best burger, but obviously behind Mookie. Mookie sponsor us if you're out there.
If you're listening.
If you are listening.
I want one of those Mookie jumpers. Did you see the one that guy was wearing?
Oh, like the Supreme looking one.
Yeah. I want one.
It was like a Supreme like box logo, but it just wasn't a box logo.
It was very bad.
It was a Mookie logo, what it was. No, I would like that, but yeah, we sat at like some park in Queanbeyan, which was funny. It was like Brad Haddon Oval. And it
Brad Haddon?
Yeah, it made me thought, like, what's Brad Haddon done to get his own oval? Cricket fans about to go mad at us.
Literally. Who's Brad Haddon?
No, that was my day. But
Oh, lovely. That's why your socks are all dirty,
fucked.
Mate.
They're so dirty. And that's why fast fashion wins again. $6 socks.
We didn't even go into that.
We didn't, yeah. That was a topic from the deleted X-rated...
You know what I want to talk about?
Yeah.
I want to talk about better music.
Oh, true. That's what. Oh, we said we were going to talk about that. Yeah, better music. Fuck you, pricks.
Yeah, even though we probably will have to buy.
We will have to go back there and use their businesses tomorrow. But we walked in on a Tuesday, said, "Hey, mate, we need like an audio interface sort of thing." And yeah, so we go in there, we ask this one guy, we're like, hey man, just need like this sort of thing. And he's like, yeah, there's this one, this exact model, I think it was called like the Behringer UC404, something like that.
Well, do you want to explain to the listeners how we record the podcast as well?
Yeah,
that'll be
the podcast is it's a budget setup at the moment, to say the least. It's like we use this program for like Mac that like combines USB, because we have like these mics, they have like XLR outputs, but we just don't have a thing for it, so we're purely using USB, which like audiophiles turn away now because we're about to explain the shittest setup ever. We've got two USBs running to the laptop, which go out into a program called Loopback, which
is like a software interface.
And it's cool, but it's like a trial version. So like pretty much it prevents us from recording for longer than 15, 20 minutes. So we like pretty much have to record, and then it'll make like a static noise to like cut us off.
It destroys the audio.
It destroys the audio, yeah. So like we'll cut it at the static and then redo a whole audio sort of thing. So like sometimes you don't notice it because like
you're so into a story, you're halfway through it, and then you're like, oh,
yeah, it's so bullshit.
Where were we?
Like I'll be telling a story in here and I'll be like off my seat, like actually wanting to tell it, and then I just do and I'm like, oh, fuck you, loop back. And like we would get it, but it's like $100 for a paid version.
Yeah, and it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
This is why we need the audio interface.
Yeah, so we're in there and he's like, yeah, this is the exact one you want. It's like 4 inputs in, 2 out, you know, and you can even play like audio and shit like that through it. So it's sick. You'll love it. It's at a good price. Cop. So I look at Isaac and we're like, yeah, like this is it, bro. But I think best thing for us to do would be go home, do some research, sleep on it, come back tomorrow, pick it up. So I say that to him. I'm like, yo, dude, I think me and him might go do some research. We'll come back probably tomorrow and pick it up. He's like, no sweat, dude. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of this, like, and it's not like a hot topic item, you know what I mean? It's not like flying out the doors. There's 4 of this $200 plus audio interface.
Literally go in on a Monday.
Yeah. And then we go back the day after, or Isaac goes in, and, like, what was it from your perspective?
Walk in, go up to the top, where they are, look for them on the shelf, they aren't there, have to beg for assistance from this guy.
Beg! He has to beg.
And he still wouldn't give it to me.
Dickhead.
And then he tells me that they're all sold out, which is just so difficult to believe.
4 in one day! You don't sell 4 audio interfaces of the exact one in one day.
It's just very difficult to believe.
He didn't want to get up. He was just sat in his chair and he didn't want to get up. The prick.
So, this is why we had to get rid of the podcast yesterday. That's what even made yesterday's setup just so much more frustrating.
It was a butterfly effect. It was because we didn't get the mixer, so we weren't in recording mode. So we forgot to change to the loopback audio, and we used the built-in machine instead. And that's why yesterday's podcast sounds like it was recorded in an AOL chat room.
Literally, it's so bad.
In 2002.
Which is so annoying. Like, the start was really good.
But this podcast so far has been on the same level. I find this one's been alright.
We hope you're enjoying it.
Better music. Bro, more like get some better service.
Seriously.
Because boycott better. Or better boycott.
Better boycott.
Get that trending on Twitter, kids. The youth. Get the youth onto it, man.
Hashtag better boycott.
Do like a TikTok dance to fuck better music or something like that. Literally. Then it'll get trending, dude.
Literally.
You know? Go at the front of better music and just do like the renegade. But then like do like the bird at the end towards the sign.
Yeah.
Milli likes right there if anyone wants it. That's a free idea for y'all.
Literally.
But yeah, daddy, it's that time of the week.
Moral dilemmas.
Moral dilemmas. And for the past 3 episodes, we've said intro coming. And on the 4th episode, it's still not here.
Intro is still coming. You know what we said yesterday, which I think is good. If you want to submit an intro that you want.
Yeah, I think that'd be jokes if we got like a fan or something to like do it. Because like I could do the beat, you know, I could find the beat for it. It would just be the vocals. Because like I was like sat down, I was like, what if I just did the intro? Like I just pumped out a couple bars real quick. You know, I spat a freestyle. You know, moral dilemmas. It's submit your requests.
We'll answer them.
And they better be good, because we are the best. Blah,
I like it.
Blah.
What we could do as well is, if you find the beat, we could just put it on Instagram and be like, it's like
spit over this,
5-10 second beat if you want to like spit over it.
No, the Moral Dilemmas intro is going to be 3 minutes long.
Okay.
It's going to be a track, dude. It's going to be a top 40 hit that we start here. Moral Dilemmas intro is going to have a hook, a chorus, a second chorus, a bridge. It's going to have a fade out. It's going to have a remix with Nicki Minaj. It's going to have a Skrillex remix on it. And there's going to be merch bundles with it as well, just to pump the numbers. But
yeah.
Moral Dilemmas intro coming soon. Let's get into some first ones that we had. The first one that we had was... where'd it go? I just lost it. Why won't it? It won't say the full thing, bro. Hang on. Alright, we'll skip to the next one.
Yeah, that's alright. We'll just cut it.
Opinions on R. Kelly.
I don't want to say.
Wait. So the top response we got was opinions on R. Kelly.
I don't want to say.
What are we supposed to say to that?
Bad person.
Oh, sucks. But and like I don't know.
Did you hear what R. Kelly tested positive to?
What?
She wasn't 19.
Shit, bro, that's a bar.
No, bro, I got that off Facebook.
That's not your bar, you boomer. Grow up. So I guess to answer the first moral dilemma, no, we're not fans of R. Kelly. I did like him in Space Jam though at the intro.
Yeah.
I Believe I Can Fly is always a track. That is by R. Kelly, right?
It is.
It is.
Actually.
Another question: top 5 PE games.
Bro, there's a few. Oh. Gotcha.
Gotcha is sick. I'll tell you what it starts and ends with: Medicine Ball. Which I only found out the other day.
Wait, which one's Medicine Ball?
It's dodgeball, but there's medics. You played that?
I remember Medical Warfare.
Oh, sorry, that's what it's called. Medical Warfare.
Medical Warfare was the best.
It's that. It's just dodgeball, but there's medics. And I found out the other day, like literally last week, why that's a thing.
Yeah. Because
it's illegal for schools to have dodgeball in PE. So instead of having just dodgeball, they say, we're going to play Medical Warfare.
Bro,
which you're just throwing balls, and if they hit someone, it hits someone.
Well, Gotcha was a bit different to what do you call it?
That one.
Oh, what's it?
Medical Warfare.
Yeah, it's a bit different to what's Medical Warfare based off of? Dodgeball. Jesus,
Jeez, bro.
I just had a stroke.
Long day at work, eh?
It's been a long day. Yeah, Gotcha is a bit different to that because how Gotcha works is it's a free for all.
Yeah.
And if you get someone out, they have to sit down, and then you can't stand up until the person that got you gets out.
Mm.
So definitely Gotcha. That's sick. Bull Rush.
Bull Rush was a classic as well.
Bull Rush was sick.
What did I play in PE?
Futsal as well.
Futsal, bro. I feel like the two games we took way too seriously was basketball and futsal. Because it wasn't just like a PE thing, it was like an actual competition. It was like, alright, who's going to be this class's Messi and who's going to be this class's Ronaldo, And those two kids would like square off. We had
jeez, there was a couple of square offs actually.
There was a couple of square offs over like basketball and soccer and shit like that in school.
I remember OzTag as well. That was bad.
Oh my god, social OzTag is like the most like violent thing
literally,
that ever exists.
it's crazy.
Social OzTag, like remember we had a fight. We got the league shut down for like a week because we had a fight at one point.
When? When?
With what's his like?
We've fought a lot of teams.
No, but only one has actually thrown punches, and we got suspended for a game.
Oh yeah,
Bald Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, those lads. I remember. What year was it? Like year 9, year 10, something like 10.
That. I wasn't playing for your team.
Yeah,
at that
you weren't
stage.
playing.
I was on the field, but I was just filling in for a game.
Yeah. It was like a really good friend of ours like was on the ball, and he went up, and this guy from the opposite team just dead ass didn't try to tag him.
Just tackled him.
Just speared him like he was Edge. He just full up went for like the running spear, and he gets up, and like our friend is like, what the fuck? What was that, bro?
Yeah, literally.
And they're doing like shirt punches, right? And we have this other friend, Tyler, who like comes in and like he's a guy that is like, if there's a fight to be had, tag me in, coach. Literally. I want in. So he comes over and he pretty much takes over for the shirt punches with this other guy. Just grabs his neck, and they're doing like little shirt grabs, sort of thing. And then I remember while this is all kicking off, our team's running in. I remember the whole time I'm just thinking like, yo, is anyone going to play the ball?
Literally.
Because I was like dummy half at that point. Yeah. And then, I remember they were like, I think there was like a couple like cheeky digs thrown in there. And then the ref just runs over and he's like, you know what? Fuck this, lads. You've ruined the game. You've ruined the art of Oztag. So he calls it off. And then I think, we got like an email. It was like, there's been too many fights this week, so we're suspending it for a week. Come back later.
I saw like this last season.
Yeah.
Like on the website, there was one team that was suspended, and it was like suspended for swearing at the ref, suspended for foul play, suspended for throwing something at the referee, suspended for spectators yelling at the referee. It's like it just went on and on.
It's like the most bush league form of football that's
literally
just not even football. It's just like a reason to rock up, have a bit of a run around.
It's funny when you get those teams that try like super duper hard, and like we just always clash with them so bad.
Yeah, it was so funny, but yeah, those are our top 5 PE games.
And also Oztag.
This one comes from bro, can you see that? Why won't it let me open that?
I don't know.
It won't let me open this moral dilemma.
Can I see?
Isaac's just about to check the Instagram post to see which is also the best way for listeners to get your moral dilemma on the show, is to send us a DM on Instagram just with your question or moral dilemma. Or like we post stories every now and then, just, respond to that. Yada, 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 etc. But boys, thank you for getting up.
And if you're listening to the podcast as well...
Yeah.
Make sure to tag us when you post on your story so we can see it, because otherwise we don't always see it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's it. Alright. Moral dilemma. Those annoying salespeople outside the shops that compliment you and shake your hand. How do you deal with that awkward moment, and have you ever been roped in?
It's actually really awkward when you're walking past someone and you make eye contact with them.
Yeah.
And you just know.
You just know they're about to approach you and talk to you about saving the whales or
some
shit.
How are you? Hey, you've got a minute?
Yeah,
hey,
you do have a minute, despite you having a briefcase and looking very flustered.
I literally, whenever I walk past them, I always just go, oh, and I look super flustered.
Yeah,
and
same bro, same bro. Because I'm like I know there's people who are like, bro, like whatever, you just tell them no and keep walking, but I don't want that confrontation to begin with. So what I usually do,
confrontation at all costs.
I fake phone calls to walk past them. Like if I can see them like ahead of me, I'll bring my phone up and be like, yeah, mum, I'm on my way home. I'll walk past them. Nah. And then as soon as I leave, yep, phone down. That's it. Done.
The other thing that you could do is you could be super annoying to them and you could ask them like a million questions.
Yeah, it'd be cool. If you had the time for it, I would. And it would also be helpful for like the other people. Because what I actually do is they're all like, sometimes they'll be with people. So I'll walk to the side that they're already with someone. And I'll sort of use them as like a meat shield to like walk around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Meat shield.
Like yes, I know the kids in Cambodia need my help, but I have to catch the bus. So
I've got to be home. Sorry.
I got to be home. Mum's cooking pasta. So
that sort of leads on to how do you deal with telemarketers?
Oh, I think. Well, I mean, like, I haven't really dealt with a telemarketer for a while, like a long time.
I kept getting a scam not too long ago where someone would call me and they would go, hello, are you so-and-so?
Yeah.
You've got a bill or something. And I'm like,
oh,
no,
yeah, the classic,
I'm not that person. And they're like, okay, cool. Since we have you anyway, let's talk about this. And I'm like, God.
So cheeky. But no, I think because I know telemarketers, I know like the best way to deal with them is just piss them off, because like they're on the clock, they have a job to do. So it's sort of like, if you like fuck around with them, like for the most part, what I've seen is they'll just be like, all right, whatever, and just leave. And then, you just don't get called back. But I just don't get called to begin with. Actually, that's a lie. I got a bunch of calls from an unknown number in the past week, and I got a voicemail from one of them, and it was just like this random Chinese song and just someone speaking Chinese over the top. And I was like, one, if this was a telemarketing attempt,
very poor.
What a shit job, because I can't speak that language. Two, why? That's just it. Just why? So, yeah, and I think that's all we got for man. Oh, we got time for one more.
We'll go one more. Let's get one more.
One more moral dilemma.
Who we got?
Let's have a look through. All right. Age-old debate: Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi as the best player of all time.
Jeez, it's difficult. It's a difficult one.
For
me, there's only one. Cristiano.
Messi. It is Messi, though.
It's Ronaldo.
It is Messi, though.
It's Ronaldo.
It is why? It's Messi.
Because Ronaldo, he's carried the team. He's done it in so many leagues. And the fact that he's not as talented as Messi and he's had to work on his game so hard.
Yeah, but so is Messi. And Messi carries Barca. Messi carries Barca these days, man.
Let me say, not to say that Messi hasn't worked very hard.
Messi's fucking putting the work, brother. You know? Have you seen the size of the lad's cock? He puts the work in, brother. You know?
Mitchell.
On all the Argentinian women. He's a good player. You know? I would say Messi. I think more just for like his ability to just turn a game around, you know?
He really can just like capture
which
a game.
Like again is no discredit to Ronaldo, because that's like the closest someone can get to being like the closest. But yeah, Messi first, Ronnie second. Who's third actually? Who's the third best player of all time?
Probably like Maradona, I'd say, for me.
Pele?
I'd say Maradona. It's just hard to see, like, because you hear all those things.
Dude, like, who would actually, like, Pele, Maradona,
Zizou,
Zidane, like, Ronaldo.
Yeah,
R9, like, Dino. Dino, I dead set reckon could have been the best player of all time. If he just didn't.
He could have been, yeah.
If he wasn't into the nightlife.
Yeah.
Bit of moose heads for Ronaldinho, you know.
He's been at Downstairs Moose a couple of times picking up.
You know he has. You know Ronaldinho
Ladies.
frequents woof. He loves a bit of
the ACADs.
Vodka and Coke. Bit of Ronnie for Ronnie. Messi's more of like a gin and tonic man.
Do you reckon?
Tell. Ronaldo's definitely a
I would say Ronaldo's more of a G&T.
Ronaldo's a Long Island iced tea kind of guy. He's a cocktail dude.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Whereas like someone like Harry Maguire is definitely like a lager.
Yeah,
type
definitely.
A Guinness lad.
Who's wine? I'd say Pirlo.
Xavi and Iniesta are like wine.
Or
yeah, I mean just any like the passing midfielders.
Buffon.
Buffon, yeah. He'd definitely be a wine.
He'd be like a Shiraz, I reckon.
Yes.
Shirazio.
Shiraz.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that's it for moral dilemmas, bro.
Yeah, I think.
Because I think we're out of them. And I think if you want your moral dilemma featured on the next episode, just send us a little cheeky DM or a comment on the YouTube video, or if you're listening on Spotify, just say it out loud and we'll probably hear it. Just yell it.
Best way to get it is definitely through the Instagram though, when we put up the polls.
No, I'd say just yell it. Like if you're listening right now and you've got a moral dilemma or a question for us to answer, just literally open your window and just yell it out, and we'll probably hear it because we both have like eagle-like ears. So
yeah, we've got
just
you covered,
do that.
Don't worry.
And I guess other than that, bro, I think that's episode 4 in the books.
Yeah, man. If you guys enjoyed, please let us know. Follow the Instagram.
Yeah, we're really trying to push that this week because it's new and it's exciting and it's cool. So
I think it'll be TikTok next week.
TikTok? Whoa, we're going to do the renegade dance, bro. That's going to be sick.
By the next episode, we may have TikTok.
We're going to do the say-so dance, bro. That's going to be fire. We're going to be so unique on there, dude. Lit. That's going to be so lit, man. What do you think of the pod today? Good?
Yeah.
I think it was pretty good. Especially, we didn't have any notes today.
Yeah, we literally just
because
riffed it.
All our notes, like, were for yesterday. And, like, I think, yeah, we didn't want to talk about the same shit because it just sounded fake. So
yeah,
I like today's episode, man.
Yeah,
I think
I enjoyed it.
Bit of shit like that, but yeah, for all the lads out there, all the boys and the girls, this has been the Everything's Fine podcast with Mitch
and Isaac.
And bye.